Good morning, students. Welcome to the class on chemical kinetics. Today, we will derive the integrated rate expression for an nth order reaction. We will derive this nth order rate expression in a general fashion. That means all n species are same. So in that case, consider a general nth order reaction like Na gives rise to P. Here the rate constant is Kn. Now we are considering that all the n species are same or the concentrations of all the n species is same. Either all are same species or concentrations of all the n species involved is the same. Then initial concentrations that is at T is equal to 0. Say for example, we are starting this reaction with the A amount, product is 0. After some time, the concentrations are, for example, if X amount of product is formed, then A minus X will be the concentration of starting material. We know the rate law for a nth order reaction. The reaction is, what is the rate law? R is equal to some constant Kn, nth order rate constant, multiplied by A power n. This is the rate law for the nth order reaction. Right. We know the differential form of rate is minus d by dt of A with respect to reactant is equal to Kn into A power n. Now we will change the variables. So minus dA, all concentration terms we will write this side. So it becomes, it is numerator. When it is made this side, it becomes denominator is equal to Kn into, it is denominator. When it is made this side, it becomes numerator. Now we will integrate this. On integration, both sides between the limits, we get minus integral dA by A power n is equal to Kn is a constant, integral dt. The limits of concentration are A to A minus X, limits of time are 0 to T. We know the formula for x power n integration. X power n integration is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. If you make it numerator, it becomes A power minus 1 minus A power minus n integration minus n plus 1 by minus n plus 1 between the limits A to A minus X is equal to Kn into T between the limits 0 to T. I'll write the formula. X power n integration is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. We will try to simplify this. Minus n plus 1, if we multiply this with minus n, it becomes n minus 1 into 1 by, we will make it denominator. When we make it denominator, it becomes n minus 1 between the limits a to a minus x is equal to kn into upper limit t minus lower limit 0. We will simplify it further. 1 by n minus 1 a minus x whole power n minus 1 minus lower limit a power n minus 1 is equal to kn into t. We are writing this integrated rate expression in terms of kn, rate constant. So kn is equal to 1 by, bring this t this side, it becomes n minus 1 into t into 1 by a minus x whole power n minus 1 minus 1 by a power n minus 1. This is the integrated rate expression for an nth order reaction. What is the expression? Kn is equal to 1 by n minus 1 into t into 1 by a minus x whole power n minus 1 minus 1 by a power n minus 1. If you want to derive the rate expression for a first order and zero order, it may not apply, but for second order, you can substitute n is equal to 2. For a third order, you can substitute n is equal to 3, something like this. Now, we will derive the units of rate constant for nth order. So that is Kn. Now, we can substitute the units for all the terms in a rate expression. Then we can easily get n minus 1 is a constant, so we don't have any units. T time 1 by a minus x is a concentration whole power n minus 1 minus 1 by concentration whole power n minus 1. So that means 1 by time into 1 by concentration inverse. So these are the units. And sorry, concentration power n minus 1. Now we can make it numerator concentration power 1 minus n time inverse. What is the units for concentration? Mole per liter. We can write it liter power n minus 1 mole power n minus 1 into second inverse. Now we will derive the expression for half-life. What is half-life? Half-life is the time required for a reaction to be 50% completed. That means X becomes 50% of A. Therefore, if you want to have T half, what we will do? We will substitute X is equal to A by 2 in the rate equation. Therefore, Kn is equal to 1 by n minus 1, it is T half, 1 by A minus A by 2 whole power n minus 1 minus 1 by A power n minus 1. Now we will simplify it to get the half-life expression, or we will rearrange it. T half this side, so it becomes numerator. Kn this side, it becomes denominator. A minus A by 2, it is A by 2 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 1 minus 1 by A power n minus 1. Or T half is equal to 1 by n minus 1 Kn into 2 power n minus 1 minus 1, because the denominators are same, so LCM is same, a power n minus 1. This is the expression for half-life of a nth order reaction. T half is equal to 1 by n minus 1 Kn into 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by a power n minus 1. Therefore, T half of an nth order reaction is inversely proportional to a power n minus 1. T half of an nth order reaction is inversely proportional to a power n minus 1. This we can convert into a short formula which is useful for the problems. For example, if a reaction is having half-life with a initial concentration of A1 and a second reaction is having a half-life of T2 with an initial concentration A2, then what is the relation between them? Now we can derive from this T half is inversely proportional to A. That means T1 is inversely proportional to A1 power n minus 1. T2 is inversely proportional to A2 power n minus 1. Now we will take the ratio T1 by T2. So when we remove proportionality, we will use a constant. So because the constants will get cancelled, so we can directly use 1 by A1 power n minus 1 divided by 1 by A2 power n minus 1, or T half of first reaction by T half of second reaction is equal to, we can make it like this, right? A2 power n minus 1 by A1 power n minus 1, or simply T half of first reaction by T half of second reaction is equal to initial concentration of second reaction by initial concentration of first reaction whole power n minus 1. This is a generalized equation. And if we know these two terms, T half of first reaction, initial concentration of first reaction, T half of second reaction and initial concentration of second reaction, then we know all these terms except n. So when we substitute these quantities in this equation, we will determine the value for n so that we can determine the order of the reaction. Now we will see some problems on nth order reactions. In the first problem, the half-life of a reaction is halved as the initial concentration of the reactant is doubled. I'll repeat, the half-life of a reaction is halved, that means it is made half, as the initial concentration is doubled. Initial concentration is doubled. So we can write, given that half-life is halved, initial concentration is doubled. That is, say half-life of first reaction is T, then half-life of second reaction is half of T because it is halved. Now say initial concentration of first reaction is A, initial concentration of second reaction is 2A because it is doubled. Now what is the order of the reaction? So we need to find out order. We will substitute this in the nth order expression. Therefore, from nth order half-life expression, we can write half-life of first reaction by half-life of second reaction is equal to A2 by A1 whole power n minus 1. Now we will substitute T1 T, T2 T by 2, T by 2, A2 it is 2A by A whole power n minus 1, or T will get cancelled, so it becomes 2 denominator, so it becomes T will get cancelled, so 2 will become numerator, 2 is equal to 2 power n minus 1. Because the power bases are same, we can equalize powers. Therefore, 1 is equal to n minus 1, or n is equal to 2. Therefore, it is a second order reaction. It is a second order reaction. We will look at one more problem. The half-life of a reaction is doubled as the initial concentration of the reactant is doubled. What is the order of the reaction? Again, we will write whatever it was given. Given that half-life is doubled, initial concentration is again doubled. Therefore, for example, if we say half-life of a first reaction is T, half-life of a second reaction is 2T because it is double. Then initial concentration of first reaction is A. If we say initial concentration of second reaction is 2A because again it is double. We will substitute this data in the nth order rate expression, nth order half-life expression. T half 1 by T half of 2 is equal to A2 by A1 whole power n minus 1. So from this T1 it is T, T2 it is 2T, A2 it is 2A by A whole power n minus 1. We can say 1 by 2 TT will get cancelled, AA will get cancelled, is equal to 2 power n minus 1. Or we can write 2 power minus 1, it is denominator, so when it is made numerator, 2 power minus 1 is equal to 2 power n minus 1. Because the bases are equal, we can make the powers also equal. So minus 1 is equal to n minus 1, or n is equal to minus 1 plus 1, 0. It is a zero order reaction. Of course, we know for a zero order reaction, half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration. Yeah, that is why when initial concentration is double, half-life is double. So that we can easily identify. We will look at one more problem. Here, the decomposition of a compound at 580 degrees centigrade, the data were given, initial concentration and half-life. So initial concentration and half-lives were given. What is the order and rate constant? If you know the order, we can know the integrated rate expression. From that, we can easily calculate the rate constant. Right. How do we know? Of course, we have given initial concentrations as well as half-lives. Then we can easily use the nth order half-lives expression. Therefore, T half of 1 by T half of 2 is equal to A2 by A1 whole power n minus 1. Here we will use first two sets. Okay, T half of first reaction is 4280 by T half of second reaction is 885. First reaction A2 initial concentration is 1.1 by A1 is 0.5 whole power n minus 1. When we simplify it, it is around 4.8, and this of course 0.5 means 1 by 2, that 2 can be made numerator, so it is 2.2 whole power n minus 1. If you say it is 22, you can take square, when we make square, it is 484. If you have a point here, it should be here. So 4.8 can be written as 2.2 whole square is equal to 2.2 whole power n minus. Because the bases are equal, we can make the powers are also equal. So 2 is equal to n minus 1, or n is equal to 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Therefore, it is a third order reaction. This problem was given in a CSIR exam. Now you just look at this. The concentration of a species A undergoing the reaction A gives rise to P is, so they have given the concentrations 1, 0.5, 0.33, 0.25 mole per decimeter cube. Then at times, so time is also given at 0, 1, 2, 3 seconds. What is the order of the reaction? We need to find out order of the reaction. Yeah, concentrations were given, time was given. This problem we can directly solve by by taking the integrated rate expressions. So K0, K1, K2. We need to take all the rate constant expressions. We need to substitute these values, and we will, whenever we have a constant K value, we will say that is the order of the reaction. But here we can derive a simple relation in terms of half-life. See, the concentrations were well given like this, 1 to 0.5. That means it is half-life. Again, 0.25 is there. So 0.5 to 0.25, you bypass this. Okay, we don't need it. Then again it is half, T half. So what is T half? This is the second T half. Now for this T half, it will be the initial concentration. For this T half, it will be the initial concentration. So that means a same reaction, we have initial concentration, time, half-life. Again, we have initial concentration, half-life. Therefore, from this we can write half-life of first reaction is 1 second. Half-life of second reaction, it is 1 to 3. So that means 2 seconds. Initial concentration is 1 for the first one. For the second one, initial concentration is 0.5. So that is 1 by 2. Now we will substitute this data into nth order half-life expression, A2 by A1 whole power n minus 1. Or this is 1 second by 2 seconds is equal to A2 is half, A1 is 1 whole power n minus 1. Therefore, it is 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 whole power n minus 1. Because bases are equal, we can make the numerator powers also equal. 1 is equal to n minus 1, or n is equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2. So it is a second order reaction. So when we know the half-lives and initial concentrations, then we can easily identify the order of the reaction. Now we were asked to calculate rate constant. A rate constant can be easily calculated from the half-life expression. What is the half-life expression for a second order reaction? T half is equal to 1 by K2 into A. When we rearrange it, K2 is equal to 1 by T half into A. We can substitute any of these values. So we will go for the first one. What is the half-life? It is 1 second. What is the initial concentration? It is 1 mole per decimeter cube, or 1 by 1, it is nothing but 1 decimeter cube per mole per second. So when we know the order of the reaction and half-life, we can easily calculate the rate constant value.